This guy Sitrick and this girl Slain would become stepbrother and stepsister, and then also husband and wife all on the same day. Huh? So this all goes back to the year 995 when this guy Sitrick II Silkbeard Olafsson, who is our Fall Revere's 27th great-grandfather, was the king of Dublin. Sitrick was of Norse Viking ancestry, and so to some of the more purest Irish rulers in the area, he was seen as almost like a foreign occupier king who they wanted out of there. One of these kings was Brian Boru. We've actually already done a video on him, so check him out. But Brian Boru was trying to unify all of Ireland and to get rid of the Viking influence in there. And eventually their kingdoms clashed and they started to battle. When Brian came knocking on Dublin's door, Sitrick's forces would resist. However, they would suffer a crushing defeat. Sitrick would escape and try to go north and seek refuge with the tribes up there, but they wouldn't take him in. And so he had no choice, and his only resort was to return and submit to Brian. So to make this surrender more solid, they decided to merge their families. Brian would marry Sitrick's mother, Gormflaith, and Sitrick would marry Brian's daughter, Slain. Bam, I got that. Holy crap, dude. Took me like 20 takes trying to get those names figured out. Freaking Irish names are tough. But forced marriages don't really have the best chemistry, and Gormflaith actually hated Brian. Over the next 14 years, she would slowly push her son Sitrick to rebel against his own father-in-law and stepfather. Sitrick would eventually rebel, and this would ultimately lead to one of the most famous battles in Irish history called the Battle of Clontarf in the year 1014. Brian would actually double down and assert his dominance over Sitrick even more and win this battle, but when the Vikings were retreating, one of the Vikings snuck into Brian's tent and slayed him while he was praying. Because of this, Sitrick would keep his throne in Dublin.